Thank you so much for sticking with us, America. We are live at CPAC on Radio Row at the Gaylord National Convention Centre, and I'm excited to share new guests with you. I'm with Dan Weber of AMAC. Dan, welcome to the show.
Hey, Jonathan, thanks for being here. Pleasure talking to you and meeting you.
Absolutely. So why don't you tell us about AMAC for the folks who don't know?
Okay, we are actually the largest conservative organization of paid members in America. We have 1.2 million paid members in AMAC.
Awesome. And you're the conservative alternative to the AARP?
That's exactly right.
So do you offer the same benefits?
We offer benefits. We say we have better benefits.
Okay. So what are some of the benefits that you offer?
Well, we have health insurance, auto insurance, life insurance. But the main reason people join AMAC is because of our political positions. We believe in the traditional American values: faith, family, individual freedom.
Awesome. So then, I was just talking to you off air. So the Oscars are happening on Sunday.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts.
Well,
what speech are you looking forward to?
We're looking forward, and we're not looking forward to it. It's a shame that these actors pontificate and try to tell their fans what we should be doing as far as political ideas. For example, I say that actors worship a golden idol. You know, they worship Oscar, and they don't represent the traditional American values. You know, they're always having their sexcapades. And that's not what most Americans... We're not Hollywood, and Hollywood shouldn't impose their so-called morality on mainstream America. Stick to entertainment. Entertainment, yes. Politics, no.
We just had a guest on earlier on today, Evan, and he said something similar. He said, it's always amazing with Hollywood. He said you'll have a Hollywood liberal play a firefighter on TV.
Yes.
The actor votes Democrat, the firefighter in real life votes Republican.
That's right. Yeah.
And he said the same about police, so it's absolutely true. So why do you think media and the Hollywood seem to want to interject so much negativity into the culture? What's
I think now it's because they lost. Okay. Before that, they just did it out of meanness. You know, we're supposed to be a United States, a united country. And unfortunately, if you disagree with them, they say you're full of hate. But if you listen to the rhetoric lately and some of the screaming and screeching from the Hollywood...
You don't get tolerance?
No, no tolerance.
Don't get the love?
No, we don't get it. And that's what we need. We could use more of love, more of tolerance.
Amen. So on to then more serious issues then, Obamacare.
Sure. Yep.
Obamacare, as someone who's spoken out quite a lot against it, but not just Obamacare, because people tend to focus in, for me, on Obamacare. For me, it's socialized medicine. I'm an Irishman. Been wanting to get over here for a long time. I can tell you firsthand, socialized medicine is a bad thing. It has long waiting lines. You don't get the same access to care.
Right.
And every year there's report after report in Ireland and England and Europe where people die.
Yes.
It's not through miscare. It's sometimes through miscare. It's through not diagnosing. But in Ireland, there's a report that was released recently. In Ireland, there's only 4 million people. 100 people each year will die because they won't get an A&E bed.
Right.
And 100 people each year will die because they won't have after emergency surgery, won't have access to intensive care beds. That's each and every year, 100. That's 200 people.
Right.
Why is there this obsession with being fair and compassion and giving a socialized medicine, or whether it's Obamacare or anything else?
Yeah. Well, the idea of Obamacare, the concept of making sure everybody has health care at affordable rates, is beautiful. The only thing, the people who put it together were a bunch of scientists and people in ivory towers. They weren't doctors, they weren't patients. AMAC has taken the best ideas that are out there now, that the Republicans have and conservatives and their think tanks like Heritage Foundation, AEI. We've looked at Ryan's plan, we've looked at Tom Price's plan, we looked at Cassidy, we looked at Sessions and Rowe, and I can go on and on. We've taken the best ideas and packaged it into a health savings account. And a health savings account would be an easy, simple way of making the transition from Obamacare to free care.
Okay. So for those who don't know, HSA's health savings accounts. What's the biggest in your plan that you want to put forward? Give us the bullet points of the health savings
There's 3 parts to a good expanded HSA.
Okay.
First of all, you'll have a local doctor that you pick out. When you pick out a direct primary care doctor, they will treat you without any out-of-pocket money. You go see them, doesn't cost you a copay, doesn't cost you a visit. You just go to the doctor when you need to. Similar to socialized medicine, except they're paid monthly out of the HSA. Typically, for an individual, it's $100, a couple $125 a month, for a family $150 a month. Now add to that another $150, and you have the savings account part of the health savings account.
Okay.
So when you buy a catastrophic health plan to cover surgery, they have a $6,000 deductible. Well, if you put in $150 or $200 a month, in 3 years you'll easily have the $6,000. Mm-hmm. So then you can go join the plan and you have coverage for everything. But let's say you have a problem. You're 6 months, 9 months into the plan, you've only got $1,000, whatever, and you need an operation. The banks who administer the health savings account will have an automatic loan provision, so they'll give you a $4,000 loan or whatever you need, so you can go get the operation. Again, no out-of-pocket. The banks get repaid with interest out of the $150 deposit. So maybe $50 goes to pay off the loan, the $100 for the savings goes to accumulate. In Singapore, 3 million people have a health savings account. It works beautifully. It's one of the best medical care results in the whole world. So we've kind of taken their ideas too, except we make it voluntary.
For me, the biggest for me personally of the health savings accounts is especially in the world we live in now, where it's not like, hey, I got a job at 18 and I retired there,
right?
Where people leave.
Yes.
And health savings accounts, the biggest advantage as me looking in is always that you can take it with you.
There's
portable. No, hey, I work for AMAC today,
exactly.
and then I leave to go to someone else, and what happens with my health savings account, or what happens with my health insurance?
Yep.
Do you cover it? Does the new company cover what happens?
Exactly.
The health savings account it comes with me.
It's really quite simple, because today it only costs an employer around 26 cents a paycheck to have a distribution made to a vendor like a health insurance carrier. In this case, it would be the HSA. So if you changed employers, your HSA would go with you.
Okay. So under this plan, HSA, do you recommend, or do you talk about who regulates, or who banks control it, or again is a free market that you choose?
The biggest part is free market, because not only can you shop for your local doctor, but you could shop for your catastrophic insurance policy. So if one insurance company who is your high deductible, their rates go up, you can stay with them, or you can shop for another carrier. And there's ways we build in savings. Right now, nobody knows how much a hospital operation costs. If you have a knee operation, you don't know what it costs, and you don't care. Your health insurance picks it up. So what we do is we're going to be publishing rates. We can get those from a lot of different sources. So if you want to have an operation, you can find a cheaper hospital to do it. Then that half of the savings will go into your health savings account.
So then using that model, and I'm also guessing then you want to open state lines, so that if I live in New York and I need health savings, I can't just go to New York.
Well, we think what will happen is there'll be so much local competition, you won't actually have to cross state lines. There's problems with state lines. That's each state has an insurance department, and they rate health insurance carriers. For example, New York will not accept a company from Mississippi because they think the Mississippi company is not strong enough financially, so if they took on a lot of new patients, they'd have enough money to pay claims. So that's why that's the problem now. It's not a federal problem, it's a state problem. They want to make sure the companies operating in each state are strong enough so if they get a lot of claims, they won't go out of business.
Awesome. And is there any other added benefits to your plan that you want to take to overturn Obamacare?
Yes, we have what we call pro bono medicine.
Okay.
There's 350,000 doctors, general practitioners, and nurse practitioners in America. We asked the doctors, will you take on 20 patients pro bono for free? Treat 20 patients for free a year, maximum. That way we don't have mills. So this way we find the poor people who are on Medicaid now or don't have insurance. And we say, would you like insurance? Would you like insurance coverage with a doctor? Yes, it's free. What do you mean it's free? We give the doctor a deduction on their income tax. So if they normally charge $100, the doctor will get a $100 tax deduction, but the patient gets free coverage. So that way we can cover 350,000 times 20 patients is 7 million people can get free coverage without
you link
any...
that number to Obama? Is that the reason
yeah.
for it? I see what you're doing there.
And that's the whole idea. And it will work. It will work.
Absolutely. And for me, the one thing that upsets me, I'm an outsider looking in, and I've read a lot about your history. But the whole transition of change, just on healthcare alone, the first hospital in America, Ben Franklin.
Yep.
How did he do it? It wasn't, we got to get this big bill and we're going to pass it. It was, okay, and it was outrageous at the time. He went to the local government and said, if I raise $2,000, which was a lot of money back then, it's not like $2,000 today, $2,000, will you match it?
Yep.
And what happens? Everyone laughs. Says, yeah, of course we'll match it. That silly old man, he's never going to get. What happens? He comes back and he gets a hell of a lot more than he raised a lot more than
That's
the 2000.
right. Yep.
And bringing that empowerment. Whereas for me, the biggest thing about America, in many ways, is your independence.
Yep.
Empowering the individual. And that's the one reason I love the health savings accounts.
Great.
And I hope you continue doing them because
Thank you very
that
much.
is something. Is there anything else at AMAC that you're talking about at the minute? What is, apart from Obamacare, is there anything you're really working hard on with the new administration?
Yes. Well, that's part of the problem is they have so many different plans that they're looking at, and we're trying to break through that barrier. And that's why I love that you have me on your show. Because the more people hear about and by the way, we call our HSA the Trump HSA.
Okay.
We think he won't object. Have you ever heard of him object to anything with his name on it? So in honor of our president, we're calling the enhanced HSA the Trump Health Savings Account.
Awesome. And is there any other policies that you're talking about for senior, apart from Obamacare? Is there any other policies that you're watching in D.C. at the minute?
Well, while we're at it, and this sounds funny, but we actually have a solution to fix Social Security, to save Social Security.
Okay.
And we call it the Social Security Guarantee. And it guarantees everybody on Social Security. Remember, AMAC is organized to take care of seniors.
Yes,
and Social Security is actually an easier problem to fix because that's a mathematical problem.
Okay.
The medical system is harder because you have so many different players. Social Security is just how much do we need to save to pay all the people to retire. So what we've done is we've said, well, we'll guarantee Social Security. Everyone who's on it now will get everything they're entitled to. Nothing will change. Anything who's about to go on Social Security, nothing will change. In the future, however, we have to shave some of the benefits in the future. Why? People are living longer. When Social Security started, the life expectancy was age 65. Today, it's over 80. So we have 15, 18 more years that we got to pay for. So we say the first thing is we set back the full retirement age to age 69 or 70.
Okay.
That'll help save money. But we also have guarantees. In the last 5 years, 3 of the 5, no one got an increase because cost of living supposedly didn't go up. Mm-hmm. It really did for seniors.
Absolutely.
But what we do is we guarantee poor seniors get a 3% increase every year.
Okay.
If your household income is under $20,000, you'll get 3% increase every year.
Okay.
The people middle income, between $20,000 and $50,000, we guarantee you'll get an increase of 1.5%. And if your income's over $50,000, we guarantee you'll get a 1% increase every year. So under our Social Security guarantee, we guarantee current benefits. We guarantee everyone will get an increase. We set back the age to help save some money. Now, how do we pay for the increase? We put a cap. So if you're earning $100,000 in retirement, and inflation is 4%, you will not get a 4%. You'll only get a 2%.
Okay.
Middle income is capped at 3%, and lower income is capped at 4%.
Okay.
But under our plan, poor people are going to get more money. We're shaving some of the money off of the wealthy, but they get a guaranteed increase every year, and most people like that idea.
Okay. But for the Social Security, it's not on sound footing for funding going forward. And the thing for me that, again, just looking from a European point of view is you know, if you were to take let's just keep it simple, $1, and you invested that each and every day in your own control, you would have a hell of a lot more at age 65 or even 70, or even if you went back to 50 in retirement funds than if you had it in the government. Have you got a solution?
Yeah, we sure do. As you know, Social Security right now is only paying about 2%. The stock market average is 6% or more.
Yes, sir.
But there's a risk. So what we say is this. First, you got to make Social Security solvent. So what we do for future beneficiaries, if you're in the upper 50 percentile, we shave some of your benefit off.
Okay.
And that'll get Social Security solvent for the next 90 years. Well, then we could be accused of, well, wait a minute now, you're taking from the rich and giving it to the poor while you're saving Social Security. So how do we make it up? Well, we add an ERA, an early retirement account, supplemental voluntary IRA, added to Social Security. So when you go to work for an employer, they say, how many deductions do you want to claim? You tell them. Next question, how much do you want to put into your early retirement account? What's that? It's a voluntary plan like an IRA. The minimum is $5 a paycheck. How much you want to put in. We estimate if people start at 25, by the time they're 62, they'll have between $250,000 and $500,000 in extra money on top of their Social Security. Now, who's going to put in more money into those plans?
Yes.
The upper income.
Yes.
And they'll get a tax credit. In essence, they won't get it when they put in. They won't get any savings in tax. But when they collect it, they'll pay no tax on the money they collect, plus the cash buildup, like a Roth IRA. So the wealthy will have some of their money shaved on their Social Security benefits, but we more than make it up with the ERA. So it's a win for the poor people, win for middle income, and win for the wealthy, win for the nation because we've solved Social Security.
Awesome. Listen, thank you so much for picking us. If
pleasure.
people want to find out more about your plans or become an AMAC member, where can they do that?
Go to amac.us, AMAC.us.
Say it a third time. That's the magic number I've been told. If you get your website, people go. What's the website again?
www.amac.us.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
God bless you.
Best of luck. God bless.
Thanks, Jack.